Roller Derby World Cup 2018. I'm Battered Sausage.
And I am Cecil B. Puff Daddy. It's 12 o'clock according to Big Ben, 1 o'clock Central European Time, 7 a.m. in Washington, D.C., USA, and 10 p.m. in Tokyo. And no matter where you are, it's a great time for Derby and Sausage. I could not be more excited for this matchup. Germany
Absolutely.
and Ireland. I saw a lot of the players from both of these teams competing in the D2s in Pittsburgh late last year. Amazing skaters, really psyched for this.
So good. It's a great time to be alive as far as I'm concerned this weekend.
Well, let's take a look at the two teams quickly. For Team Germany, it's 030 Jane Van Payne, number 1 Public Enemy, number 101 Ostblocker, 114 is Freddie Mercury, number 127 Evilorius, number 17 Dimona, number 180 Soft, number 1896 Effie Beast, number 25 Mia Missile, number 27 Sugar, number 312 Frightingale, 42 Lizzie Slaughter, number 503 Flamara, number 52 is B.A. Baracus, and number 76 is Trash Tourette.
And for Team Ireland today, we've got 0 Feral Fairy, 1033 Caroline Brady, 114 Elka Dixon, 23 Green Halkuni, 24 Rollo Tomasi, 29 Zoe Hayes, 3 Siobhan Murphy, 333 Darling, 414 Rusty Bullet, 42 Gemma Harvey, 44 Kelly, 45 O'Flaherty, 490 Carlton, 777 Plant, 90 Elaine Clark. And that is your Team Ireland today.
And noticeably missing from that list, Sausage, is Snowden from Team Ireland, who is in the hospital. If she's watching, we wished her the best. Dashing Trudy Snow was just such a wonderful part of D2s, and I know that Team Ireland is going to miss her desperately, but best wishes to her.
Absolutely best wishes to you, Snowden. If you're watching, heel fast, lots of Derby love from everyone here, I'm sure, and everyone watching at home.
We're ready for the first jam. It's Jane Van Payne up against Siobhan Murphy, and we are underway.
And already both jammers straight into the fray. Team Germany really keeping Ireland's jammer on a lockdown there, going for a drawback. We've not even reached turn 1.
That's been part of the play. The entire World Cup is so much defense happening between turns 1 and 2. It is a standstill, and I actually saw in a high-level game yesterday a scoreless jam where neither blocker or neither jammer even got out of the pack for the natural 2 minutes.
Absolutely, I've seen a couple of those over this weekend myself. It's brutal to be a jammer involved with that, but it makes for some great watching, so you can't complain. Ireland blockers keeping Jane Van Payne just on turn 2.
Give credit to Kelly for anchoring the tripod, and now the German blockers moving around as suddenly it's Siobhan Murphy able to break free, but unable to for just a moment. What amazing blocking, anchored by Freddie Mercury, 114, and first jam out of the gate. We have a scoreless jam, and nobody gets out of the back.
Nobody. But we just got around turn 2. And Ireland taking the lead jammer, but drawn back into the path, choosing to call it off.
Simply amazing. Become a part of the Pivot Star family, proudly supporting Team Wales and many other teams, sublimated uniforms in 2 styles to suit everyone from Pivot Star.
So for Team Germany, we have Mia Missile jamming up against Green Hakuni for Team Ireland. That is a lead jammer for Team Ireland, despite being behind Mia Missile. Oh, and I love it when they high five at the end. That's my favourite. Germany calling off the jam there.
Mia Missile, well named for her speed. She had one of those unicorn jams, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, in the D2s, she played for Bear City against Pirate City. She scored in overtime to give them the victory, to send them on to the later rounds, and it was one of the most exciting games I had ever seen between 2 wonderful teams.
Will we see some points scored soon? The defenses are so heavy from both teams. We've got Frightened Gale for Germany taking on Rusty Bullet of Ireland. Rusty Bullet taking, unfortunately not Lead Jammer, that is a cut track penalty and a power jam for Team Germany. Frightened Gale got the job of putting some points on the board for Germany, hopefully.
And Rusty Bullet not getting the hometown call at all. She representing Rainy City Roller Derby, not getting the hometown call a bit. Frightened Gale, the German jammer, representing the Munich Rolling Rebels. Although she's currently in Germany, she's from Chicago, Illinois. Great blocking work by Elka Dixon. And the forced recycle will send Frightened Gale back to the pack. And the Star Stash means that both teams are back full strength.
So yes, that's the end of the power jam. Rusty Bullet going for that Star Stash just to get out of the pack. While Frightened Gale is still trapped. Finally we have a lead jammer called. I was like a minute and a half. Even with a powered start, we still didn't get a lead jammer for a minute and a half.
And we have played nearly 4.5 minutes with no score against two very good scoring teams. Germany coming into this game with a record of 3-1. Their last game, a win over Belgium, 218 to 139. Ireland also coming into this game 3-1. Their last game, a 287 to 84 win over Team West Indies.
So tough for Germany, taking a very speedy lead jammer status there.
And Soft picks up Germany's second lead jam against Ireland's 2 lead jams.
So we've got Darling jamming for Team Ireland, forcing a call off, catching up to the pack. Will we see 3 points finally on the board for Team Germany?
I believe that is the longest I have ever watched a derby game without scoring. Kent, the politician who's joining us as our wonderful producer, have you ever seen one go that long without any scoring? And you've seen a lot of derby. He said maybe at the very, very beginning. And away they go.
Away they go. Jane Van Payne hustling through the pack, taking lead jammer for Team Germany, but not far behind. We have got Siobhan Murphy, quarter of a track behind, just pace for pace, jammer chase down.
Jane Van Payne calls it off after a wicked hit and turned through, and I don't think she called it out because she was called for cutting the track. Low block is the call. So we'll go the full 2 minutes with Siobhan Murphy now on the power jam for Ireland.
The look on Siobhan Murphy's face then as she got out of the pack, she didn't quite believe that there weren't like 8 dozen blockers suddenly in front of her again.
Siobhan Murphy, the Ireland MVP on the Road to Manchester tournament for Team Ireland, and next year will be the captain for the Central City Roller Girls.
Easy to see why with these skills there. She's just one at a time getting around those German blockers. See why she was given MVP. Points on the board at last for Team Ireland. 10 so far in this jam.
And you'd have to think this is building the confidence for Team Ireland, especially realizing this is going to be a low-scoring game to have a 10-point jam. They'll take everything they can get right now.
Absolutely. So Jane Van Payne up against the Ireland blockers now, pushing forward, up against that famous triangle formation we see so much in Derby now. It really grinds the jammers down.
The first time I saw it, it was employed by Scandinavian teams at a tournament called Beach Brawl that I saw, and I called it the Scandinavian Triangle. You skate in, you never skate out.
Leave.
Great blocking by Ireland's 24, Rolo Tomasi, as the jam comes to an end, and an epic bit of blocking. Rolo Tomasi, along with number 114 Elka Dixon, both doing a beautiful job blocking Jane Van Payne, preventing any more points. But Ireland sure gets a few.
Yes, absolutely. We're up to 13 for Team Ireland and 9 for Germany, but are we having a query there about? No, we are going to carry on.
The first Irish points of the game, and they get them in a big way. Power start, just a quick start as Greenhall Cooney is lead jammer for Team Ireland with the clover on the top of the helmet. I love seeing the different stars, so to speak.
Yeah, we see some lovely different shapes.
A quick scoreless. Team Ireland picking up 3 points. Pretty important there. Hey, by the way, it's easy being cheesy. Cheese ball bearings are now lactose-free and available in-house or at the Quad Skate Shop booth or online at the Quad Skate Shop. It's easy for me to be cheesy, though.
Same. You've not heard all my puns yet.
I think one of my favorite T-shirts came from Team Switzerland with their hot and cheesy moniker. One of my favorites.
Oh yeah, I really need to get one of those. I love cheese.
Frightingale and Rusty Bullet are your jammers, and Rusty Bullet getting out as lead jammer.
Another very close jammer chase down again. Going for a bit of defense there. Frightingale goes for the hit on Rusty Bullet, forcing that call off.
Rusty Bullet just keeping an eye and called it off at the perfect time. Well done for her. The team colors, well, Germany in their traditional black with gold and red trim. And what else would Ireland be in except white with green?
And of course that shamrock instead of a star on the helmet cover for the jammers. As a team timeout. I believe that is for Ireland.
And we'll remind you that you're watching the Roller Derby World Cup from Event City in Manchester, England. On the roll line track, along with Battered Sausage, Cecil B. Puff Daddy, joining you around the world. Great to have you with us if you're up early in the States or just enjoying a little lunch here in Europe.
Having a leisurely Sunday lunch or viewing. Good afternoon.
From the 5-second start line, 5-second skate gear. And isn't it always appropriate to have a 5-second start line because our wonderful NSO with the timer out there and the amazing mohawk. I just have to say it.
Now that is my good friend Yoshi.
Yoshi.
He is the best. I'm biased. He gives great hugs. He could be a chiropractor, I think. A chiropractor and a very good friend.
We have Soft against Darling as we resume play off the 5 seconds skate gear start line.
And Germany's Soft takes lead jammer.
Soft has had some excellent games so far in Roller Derby World Cup 2018, coming up against the blocking of Farrell Ferry and Carlton.
Again, trapped in that Scandinavian triangle, as you call it.
Able to spin through, going backwards, skating backwards, and finally is able to turn herself around. But it's like this, someone like a traffic jam on one of the London motorways right there. And Manchester motorways, not so bad. London motorways, yeah, they're a little bit bad. But 3:33 Darling makes her way through. And you look on the board, and it's 5 points for Team Germany, none for Ireland on that jam, but Ireland still maintaining a slim 2-point lead.
Yeah, they're really locking down the defense on Germany, but the odd point has slipped through.
That was the highest point-scoring jam of the game so far by Soft. Oh, no, I misread Kent's amazing notebook. I have to stop reading his notebook and just trust his
Stop
notes.
looking over his shoulder and copying his notes. We're not in school. We have Evie Beast for Germany taking on Siobhan Murphy of Ireland.
Oh, now you're making me think I have to take my A-levels.
And taking lead jammer for Germany, it is Effie Beast. Siobhan Murphy still on turn 2. Really up against German jammers everywhere.
We talk about taking A-levels. Effie Beast, a teacher in English and German, and went to Germany with Val Kyrie, one of our other announcers.
Excellent.
And we have a star pass going to Harvey.
And that is a multiplayer block issued to Freddie Mercury for Team Germany.
Ireland has only scored on 2 jams. Germany now taking the lead with a 5-point jam, 19-16.
Such a low score on both sides.
That's our second lead change, and whenever you have a lead change or you don't want to have a teeth change, think about Sishu Mouth Guards, the official mouth guard of Roller Derby World Cup 2018.
Confirmed you are cheesy.
So on the jam line, Jane Van Payne against Greenhall Cooney. This was a great jammer matchup earlier in the game. Jane Van Payne trying to get around great blocks, so Flaherty out there and gets a bit of a whip from the jersey of one of her teammates, and she's out as the lead jammer. Greenhall Cooney wearing 23.
Now that German pivot appears to be getting a wriggle on. That's because she has taken a star pass. That is Trish Durrett.
And Ireland able to get back on the board again, almost catching up to Germany with a 4-point jam to make it 21-20, or as they say over here, 21 on 20, or 21 against 20. I love the different ways that you say things over here in England.
I know, it's marvelous, isn't it? We are just short of a quarter of the way through the game and 1 point in it, and then the highest score is 21 points for Germany. Absolutely incredible. We have Mia Missile for Germany taking on a Rusty Bullet of Ireland. And again, both heavy defenses on both sides. We have had a Team Ireland blocker sent to the box, so it will be one short.
The amazing footwork of Mia Missile trying to get around the outside, stays on the toe stops and is able to get through as lead jammer. It is those fast feet that help Mia Missile and has made her such an amazing jammer so much of her career. And now picking up a quick 5 to the sky, Mia Missile showing why she has that name. She picks up points like a rocket.
We're just seeing a fantastic bit of offense there from number 27 for Germany, making some room for her jammer. That is Sugar.
Mia Missile trying to get around the blocks of Rolo Tomasi. Just absolutely devastating blocks, joined by number 90, Elaine Clark. And Missile seeming like she's wrapped up like a Christmas present in turn number 1. Trying to figure out how to get out of this wrapping. The ribbons are a little bit too much. How can she get out of it? Possibly a spin move or possibly some offensive blocking, which she gets right there. But that is just a rugby scrum of the finest sort.
Really, truly is. And Rusty Bullet has gone for the Star Stash to exit that path, maybe giving a little confusion, but she's forced to call off by Germany.
The Star Stash has been something of late in strategy, and I can see a couple ways that it can help. Number one, you're always worried that a star pass is going to take place, and number two, you're looking for the star, or in this case, the clover, and you don't. Sometimes
pass.
You're not quite sure who's going to have that.
Yeah,
star.
you suddenly got to think about where their pivot is. Is the pivot ahead? Is the pivot in the position to take a pass? It's just an extra layer of thinking that something else for the blockers to do, basically. So 3-3-3, Darling for Team Ireland takes lead jammer. Meanwhile, Frightengale for Team Germany just exiting out of turn 1. Nice fast jam and some beautiful footwork. A little hop around the apex for the Team Ireland jammer as she calls it off, collecting the full 4 points.
And both teams now tied in lead jams with 6 apiece, as we'll see Soft and Murphy make their way to the front. And we remind you that S1 Helmets is the official helmet of Roller Derby World Cup. The S1 Lifer helmet, best fit, best protection, made for roller derby. Get a lifer, be a lifer. S1 You'll see them all around Roller Derby World Cup 2018.
So it looks like an official review has been called by Ireland. We will update you on that as soon as we know the results of that discussion.
It gives us an opportunity to give a great shout out to some of our wonderful sponsors here at Roller Derby World Cup 2018, including Roller Derby Elite. Our boots are like pillows for your feet, and proud sponsor of Team USA Roller Derby. Also, Sweet 80 is the new Roller Derby inspired leisure wear brand dedicated to Claire Sweetabix Lawrence. Sweet 80's range of hoodies, vests, tees, and accessories are perfect for the track, gym, and street. Suck it up, they say. A portion of profits will go to the Claire Lawrence Foundation to fund brain cancer charities. Sweet 80, wear, roll, and give. We talk a lot about the love in roller derby and derby love, and you were telling me a wonderful story.
Oh God!
Just before,
yes,
in our pre-match meeting. Tell me that story about how one of these skaters actually may have been a rookie at one time.
Oh no! Oh dear! So I used to play for London Roller Girls Recreational League some time ago. I'd been away for a few weeks, so I was unfamiliar with some new faces. I was told to pair up with someone new. I paired myself up with Eva Laureus, assuming she was one of the rookies that had recently moved up from our rookie intake. And at the end, I was like being really helpful and giving feedback. I was like, oh, you did that drill really well. You got very low. You know, your control is very good. Awareness, great, etc. And then afterwards, someone told me she was a transfer and it was going straight up to LRG main league fairly quickly the following week. So that was embarrassing in a nice way.
But it shows how everybody in Derby respects everybody else. And you have to pay your dues. And we've got a lead jammer. Siobhan Murphy is your lead jammer for Team Ireland as Ireland finally takes the lead and lead jams 7-6.
We've sped things up a bit here. Both sets of blockers are struggling to form their wall, so the jam has been called off. Germany putting that one finger up. They're like, have I got 1 point? Ref agrees.
Murphy avoiding the track cut there, and the last official review was looking at a potential track cut, which did not take place, so call stands as called.
So that's Team Ireland will be losing one of their official reviews for that, yeah, if the call stands.
Double Threat Skates, expert advice from an experienced staff. You need some expert advice? Go to the experienced staff at doublethreatskates.co.uk.
So we have Evie Beast for Team Germany, but taking the lead jammer status, Team Ireland's Green Halkuni. Approaching the back with some speed, but momentum completely killed by those Team Germany blockers. We have a star pass for Team Germany, that is Trash Tourette, forcing that call off from Team Ireland.
Green Halkuni who had the lead jam, was one of 7 players that have played in multiple World Cups for Team Ireland. Feral Fairy, number 0, has played in all 3. Germany, very experienced as well, with 6 players with multiple World Cups. Public Enemy and Sugar, 5 players and a coach, along with Chipster, have been in all 3 World Cups, starting back in Toronto, then Dallas, and now here in Manchester.
So we have 4-1-4, Rusty Bullet for Team Ireland in the white jersey, taking on Frightened for Germany in the black and gold. Frightened takes lead jammer for Germany. But dashing through the inside, Rusty Bullet has now escaped the pack. Really, we've sped things up. Germany hopefully are they going to go for that points and call it? Yeah, it's all very frantic.
Track awareness so essential for every jammer and every player, especially when you get things that are just so jammed up in one of the corners.
Absolutely. That is 9-0. Clark sent off for a multiplayer penalty.
Roller Derby World Cup 2018 brought to you in part by Kaya Skates. This is how skates supposed to feel. Try the Onyx boot now and see for yourself it's your time from Kaya-brand.com. That's CHAYA-brand.com.
On track now, we have Darling for Team Ireland, 333, playing against Jane Van Payne, 030 for Germany. Jane Van Payne at the front of the pack, taking lead jammer status for Germany.
Jane Van Payne, representing Bear City Roller Derby out of Berlin.
Ireland going for a lovely draw back there, number 74, the pivot. That is, we're not sure. Sofia Casanova.
Yeah, we originally had her as a scratch, but that was a late-minute change, obviously. And
Good
now
to
we
see her
have
on
a
track.
yes. So we have a star pass going on to the pivot, going up against Public Enemy, and it's harder than you think for Public to get by Public Enemy. And Ken Saniva able to break through. Jane Van Payne calls it off, however.
So less than 10 minutes to go on the clock. We have got Sof on the jam line for Team Germany. She will be taking on for Team Ireland. Can't quite see the jersey from here, to be honest. She's very low. That is number 3, Siobhan Murphy for Ireland. One last block and try to get round. Siobhan is through, taking lead jammer for Team Ireland. And we have a star pass for Germany. That is Eva Lorius taking the star.
And now it'll be a power jam opportunity as Ireland's number 3, Siobhan Murphy, will take a seat in the sin bin.
So, action-packed jam. We've got power jams. We've got star passes. And it looks like Germany will be continuing to lap and get those points, running down the clock, making the most of the power jam. Lovely draw back there from Team Ireland's blockers. Really good track awareness from Eva Loria, so she does not draw herself to that furthest blocker. And does not need to. And just so many blockers. Sometimes when you're a jammer, you just think, are you sure there's only 4 of you here? Because I think there's at least 75. But some beautiful dodging work there from Eva Lorius, just absorbing that hit, spinning around and getting out of the pack.
Eva Lorius, just beautiful footwork. As we mentioned, won MVP for Germany at the Road to Manchester. As you mentioned, from those amazingly kitted London Roller Girls, probably my favorite uniform in all of Derby.
Oh, yeah.
Great jam there for Eva Lorius, picking up 4 more points in the last scoring pass for a total of 14. 4 points picked up for Ireland and a 53-30 lead, as this game is just an absolute swing of momentums as timeout has been called on the track.
I know something nice at the end there, Elka Dixon drawing Eva Lorius back. And those two will know each other's moves fairly well, as they're both teammates on London Roller Girls.
Roller Derby World Cup brought to you in part by the new Rydell Solaris. Solaris, the performance you demand, the comfort you've been missing. As I always love to say, because I'm an old fan of the movie Grease, give 'em hell, Rydell.
And also don't forget, you watching at home, we want to see pictures of your watch parties, even if it's just you sitting there with your cat. Use the hashtag RDWC2018. We'd love to see what you're up to while you're watching all the action on track here
Coming off the biggest jam of the afternoon and the second double-digit jam from Eva Lorius, Germany will go with number 1896 Effie Beast against Ireland's 23 Greenhall Cooney. Oh, that was a nice hop, skip, and a jump from Greenhall Cooney, but cutting the track. She didn't quite stick the landing.
It looked lovely from here. I guess that's why I'm not a referee.
Meanwhile, sticking the landing was indeed Effie Beast.
Effie Beast going for a bit of a fake out there, but drawn back there by the Team Ireland blockers. Playing in white today, Germany in black. Again, a bit of offense being pulled in to try and break up that Team Ireland triangle formation. Successfully getting Effie Beast through to take 5 points to Team Germany.
Effie Beast may be the only skater named after a German classic novel, Effie Briest.
Oh, wow.
Which is German, Briest being German for beast. So a classic jam there for the one named after the classic novel. A 5-point jam with 3 more points added to it. That makes a total of 8. 61-30. Deutschland over Team Ire. Is that how you say it, Ire?
Oh, I don't know. I know it's Deutschland.
Official review. As Kent the Politician able to call that to my attention, and that gives us an opportunity to tell you that Roller Derby City is a skater-owned and operated merchant uniform company, UK-based, shipping worldwide. We supply uniforms and merch for teams, leagues, roller derby brands, and events, including all the merch for the RDWC, as well as individual customized items as scrimmage tops, officials' gears, and referee shirts. Being skater-owned and operated means they're supporting the derby community. It's the heart of what we do, and we've been proudly supporting local roller derby since beginning back in 2010. And you and I have some of those very stylish purple team announcer shirts, courtesy of
You know what?
Roller
My
Derby City.
wardrobe and my chest of drawers is not just overflowing with funky cat suits. It's overflowing with Roller Derby City T-shirts.
Hey, did you know that you can get a different roller derby T-shirt every month?
Don't encourage me, but encourage the viewers at home.
Well, all you have to do is subscribe to RollerDerbyShirtClub.com. I don't think we have a Catsuit of the Month club, however.
No, they should. We should have RollerDerbyCatsuit.com.
18 jams so far, and Ireland has only scored on 6 of them, but they are by far not out of this bout whatsoever.
Of course.
As we're getting the official review given to Kent the Politician right here. We'll bring you up to date on that, but we're ready to start playing derby once again.
Yes, let's. Both jammers bending down, which I'm sure is very helpful for them. It's not helpful for the announcers trying to look at what their shirts are. It's 3-1-2 for Germany. That is Frightengale taking on Siobhan Murphy in the white jersey number 3. Team Germany taking the lead jammer status. Siobhan Murphy just out of the pack now, half a lap behind. So Germany just hit off the side there. Frightengale choosing to call off the jam just as Siobhan Murphy approaches.
As we get the update on the last official review from producer Kent the Politician, Ireland wanted a cut track on the Germany jammer overturn. The ref says the call stays. Ireland wanted their cut track on the jammer overturn, and the ref said the call stays.
Right.
My apologies for not reading Ken's actually very good handwriting.
It is good handwriting. So, lead jammer status goes to Team Germany's Mia Missile, playing in the black up against Darling, having a little jammer shove.
That was a beautiful hip check right there. As Mia Missile using the shirt of number 1 Public Enemy to try to stay in the track. An amazing play as she tried to literally pull herself back into the track as she was flying out, but was unable to do it and calls it off.
Fantastic stuff. Really dramatic action today. Has been all weekend. So Jane Van Payne playing in the black jersey for Team Germany, taking on 414 in white.
And
Oh,
I'm sorry. That's Rusty Bullet.
That's
2
Rusty
points
Bullet.
scored for Team Germany on that last jam. As Mia Missile able to use that shirt to score too.
Shirts equal points. Excellent. Love a shirt whip. I did rip someone's shirt doing that once, but hopefully they've forgotten.
Oh, beautifully done. Rusty Bullet out as your lead jammer. As Ireland trailing by 35 points, looks to try to pick some of them up here, but right on her tail is the one, the only Jane Van Payne.
Quickly, both jammers hit in the back and call it. So, 2 points each. That call off from Alan, not quite quick enough. It is soft for Germany, taking on Greenhull Cooney for Team Ireland. Lovely relative calm before the storm, before 5 seconds cold. A lovely sweep from Team Ireland's blockers, making that Team Germany jammer just question her own position.
Greenhull Cooney, known as Bloody Harry for the Dublin Roller Derby. The jammer getting through there, but your lead jammer is Soft, formerly from St. Pauli Roller Derby, now playing for Bear City.
And we're seeing a real scrum on turn 1. Both jammers trapped by opposition blockers and clinging on for dear life to the outside line. Looks like she is nursing her nose, having a nose maybe hitting the nose or something by mistake. Nothing's been called.
And you can see the German coach very eloquently saying, call it off, call it off, call it off. And South said, I've got one more left in me. And
Let
she
me have
looks
another.
at and said, no, I'm going to listen to the coach. I'm going to call it off.
Jammers get excitable. They just want to run round. You have to let them let off a bit of steam sometimes.
Siobhan Murphy against Effie Beast. Effie Beast very statuesque, as we'll have an official timeout to discuss a couple of things amongst our officials. Great officiating crews, great NSO crews, and oh my gosh, the volunteers here from Rainy City Roller Derby and around the world here in Manchester.
I've got some friends volunteering this weekend. They're all working really hard, so lots of hugs and thank yous. Every time I see one of those yellow shirts, I'm like, hey, thank you, great job. Keeping this whole thing running.
Did you know that by age 14, girls are dropping out of sports at twice the rate of boys? We think that roller derby can help change that. Learn more at girlsontrackfoundation.org. Such importance to keep those girls playing sports.
It's so important. As you know, I've been a teenage girl. I did not want to do sports. I did not want to touch a gym with a barge pole until I started roller derby. And that was not until my late 20s, so I just can't imagine how great roller derby would be for someone in, teenage girls. It's a lot of pressure, it's a hard time. So if you need something like roller derby in your life, you've seen the juniors around the world, and it's just such a positive influence on them.
Well, I've been fortunate enough to work with athletes my entire life, with many student athletes at American universities, and covering a lot of them on ESPN, and being able to currently work with a professional team like the Cleveland Cavaliers. You see the inspiration that every athlete gives to the people who watch them.
Yeah.
And to see strong athletic females playing a game that brings them together is so empowering, so
it really
inspirational.
Is. And that's what we don't get enough of. And what we are fortunate to have here on an event like this is actually getting some big media attention now.
I heard it was on BBC Breakfast yesterday.
Yeah, we've been on the BBC Breakfast. I've heard that I think one of the England skaters, Shaolin Scarlett, has been on the radio, BBC Radio, a couple of times as well, doing interviews. So hopefully a big event like this has started the ball rolling. Not that there is a ball.
And if you are watching over in the States, you know the show Jeopardy. Well, over here in England, Countdown is the game show that almost everyone watches. And there was a shout out on Countdown for the Roller Derby World Cup.
Oh, brilliant. I didn't know about that. That's fantastic. Oh, we've got a Mexican wave going while we are waiting for this official timeout.
Well, I will actually tell you a fun story, and I mentioned this on a previous broadcast. The wave was invented by a former U.S. talk show host named Rob Weller of Entertainment Tonight when he was a cheerleader at the University of Washington.
Oh, wow. So he started the Mexican wave.
Yes, we blame him.
We blame him.
Let's take this opportunity to tell you that Blood and Thunder has a belief that life is better on roller skates. Visit them at bloodandthundermag.com for roller derby inspired apparel. Let's take a look at some of the leading scorers in this game. First for Team Germany, Sof has 13 points, Jan Van Payne with 10. Frightingale has scored 5, and Mia Missile, the leading scorer for Team Germany, with 14. Leading scorer in the game, however, is Siobhan Murphy with 17. Greenhall Cooney with 13, and Darling with 4. Thank you, Kent the politician, keeping us up to date on everything. Eva Lorius also has 14.
Excellent. So yeah, I was going to say Eva Lorius with that Star Pass. That was a Star Pass jam.
Yeah, and that was she also had what I believe is the largest jam of the game so far.
Yeah. Oh, I see what's happened. We've had a spillage on the track, so that's why we've got an official timeout.
Health and safety. Health and safety.
Our fabulous volunteers dressed in yellow like they've escaped from IKEA. They are here cleaning up after the skaters. I think someone's water bottle's leaked.
Cheddar, Gouda, Swiss, pepper jack. You like cheese?
Yum.
Get your cheese on with cheese balls, available at the Vendor Village or at Quad Skate Shop booth or online. And Roller Derby Elite, the brand that invented the sport. Make your mom proud. We're Roller Derby Elite. Oh, we're doing the slow motion. We did this on track 1 yesterday, and they actually had a lot of fun, especially when you have the long breaks. I know that Mr. Whistler absolutely hates waves, but sometimes when you're having a long break like we're having right now, it's fun to get a little bit involved.
Get everyone moving. You know, big warehouse where this is actually set. You get a bit chilly. You've got to move around, so have a wave.
Oh, and they're going the opposite way. One of the things that I want to give a shout out to is all the volunteers that were working on Tuesday and Wednesday because it was very cold in here.
Oh, it must have been freezing. I heard they were out with angle grinders and all sorts, making sure there was no potholes in the track or anything. Angle grinders. Is it angle grinders?
I've never heard that term before.
Power tool. They're out with the power tools. Chiseling away bits of concrete and just making sure that, we don't want the skaters tripping over anything.
I don't know if our camera can get a shot of this, but the red-headed coach in the corner nearest the broadcast area is one of our own announcers, Holly.
It is. It's a lovely, lovely, beautiful Holly. Multi-talented. I don't think there's anything she can't do. She's a skater, she's referee.
And she was
announcer,
the official sports therapist for our team announcer.
As
we get back underway with Effie Beast and Siobhan Murphy getting away. Jam 23, 71-36 the score, 1:30 to go in the period, 1:44 in the jam.
Oh, Team Germany's Effie Beast in the black there, still struggling to get through the pack. I'm hearing a whistle blown as a penalty for is that a cut track? That is Flamara for Team Germany, 503. And a
And-
star pass.
Star pass as Eva Lorius will take the star once again. But Siobhan Murphy, no soup for you.
No, she's not going to let that happen. So, yeah, I mean, it was very nice last time, but I'm not giving my points away to you.
What an amazing defensive battle this first half
Really
has been.
is.
I mean, if you just joined us, you missed 5 minutes to start the game of scoreless skating and amazing defense from both teams, including a first jam where nobody even got out of the pack.
Yeah, exactly. There was a lot of 0-0 jams.
Did it even leave turn 2? I don't think it
No,
ever
there was
left
there
turn
was
2.
one they didn't even reach turn 2. So jamming now, we have Frightingale in black for Germany taking on Darling for Ireland, and that is a lead jammer for Frightingale of Germany.
Penalty called up against the German pivot, so 2 blockers in the sin bin. Brought to you by Cheese Balls.
Period clock has ended. Obviously, we've still got the rest of the jam to go.
Both teams
Hold on.
scoring some points as we head towards the half.
That is the end of the half. So scores at the moment, we have 43 for Team Ireland to 74 for Team Germany. And we are back with the second half of Team Germany taking on Team Ireland here at the Roller Derby World Cup 2018 in Manchester.
On the roll line skates track, Battered Sausage, Cecil B. Puff Daddy along with you. Let's take a look at some of the statistics. And one of the statistics we'll take right off the bat is that point was added to Ireland's score, making it 74-44 officially at halftime. 13 out of the 23 jams Ireland has not scored. Germany's defense has been impeccable. Lead changes, the last one happening at 17:20, and we've only had 2 lead changes. That's when Germany took the lead, and they have had it ever since then. Double-digit jams, each team with 1 apiece. Unofficial lead jams, Germany with 12, Ireland with 9. Leading scorers, Eva Lorius and Mia Missile with 14 each, Zoff with 13. But the leading scorer in the game is Siobhan Murphy with 17. Cooney has 13, 7 for Darling. Nobody really in penalty trouble for either, 2 double-digit jams for Germany. As I am corrected by Kent the politician, and thank you. He did that very politically, by the way.
Yeah, he just sort of slipped you a little note, a little love note there.
So we will start the second half of play with Jane Van Payne and Greenhall Cooney ready to go. Sausage, I'm ready. You ready?
I'm ready. I think they might be ready too. We've just done 20 seconds left of half time. We've got the officials assuming the position. Everyone is very ready. A bit of calm before the storm. So playing in black with gold accents is Team Germany. Playing in white with the green accents, that is your Team Ireland.
5 seconds, and away we go.
Release them, and off they do indeed go. And that is lead jammer for Greenhall Cooney of Ireland.
So important for Ireland to get off to a fast start. The lead is not insurmountable, but the more you can get early, the better it is. And absolutely, I realize that was an obvious statement, but 4 points will help to get things started for Greenhall Cooney and Team Ireland.
Yeah, that was a lovely pass as well for Ireland. Just breezing through on the inside. Pretty clean, actually. Not much opposition. Bit of offense happening from Ireland to just block the German blockers' way.
Siobhan Murphy and Mia Missile to jam for their respective teams.
I thought we were getting a pivot line start then, but no, they've all drawn back.
Germany down 1 blocker. Full complement of blockers for the team in white from Ireland, led by Gemma Harvey and Kelly. But despite their best efforts, Mia Missile gets out as lead jammer.
Mia Missile approaching the pack with a lot of speed there, but her momentum completely cut off by some brilliant defense there, just absorbing her. Racing out of the pack now, it is your Team Ireland jammer Siobhan Murphy going for the Star Stash to escape. jam is called by Mia Missile of Germany.
Siobhan Murphy wearing the captain's, I was about to say armband, but that's the captain's Sharpie on the arm.
Very official.
That'll bring up Darling against Frightengale. And if you didn't join us earlier, one of the top jammers for Ireland, Snowden, is unfortunately back in the hospital. We haven't heard what's going on, but we do wish Dashing Trudy Snow the very best, and hope she's watching, and just know that everyone here at Roller Derby World Cup definitely have our thoughts with you.
Absolutely, yeah. All our best wishes. We're all thinking of you.
Frightengale able to escape on the outside line for lead jammer. And just as quickly, Darling takes the inside line.
Yeah, Darling going for the star stash then, trying to cause a bit of confusion to get that escape. Approaching the back with some speed, but not quite speedy enough as Germany call off the jam. That was 1 point for Germany. So a very tight jam call off there.
It's been a long time since I've seen a game early in the second half with such a low score.
Yeah, it is a low score. It just shows how good the defensive strategy has been on both sides.
Now think about this. In Germany's win over Czechoslovakia, the final score was 610 to 99.
Yeah.
Belgium was 218 to 139. And even in their half-hour games, they were able to score 100 in the half-hour games. So that shows you just how good the Ireland defense has been against Germany. Meanwhile, Ireland scores, in their 2 games, they lost to Australia 239 to 6, but you might expect that against a team of Aussies and a lot of VRDL championship skaters. They did defeat the Netherlands in their opener 79 to 62. Won over Korea 285 to 154.
We have a score update on that last jam. Looks like a penalty's being called on the Team Germany blocker. They've lost that point. It has been removed from the scoreboard for that last jam. Hopefully we'll have an update on the exact penalty issued. But for now, gameplay will go on. We have a power start for Team Ireland, number 23, Greenhall Cooney in white. And that is not just a power start, but a lead jammer status for Ireland.
A depleted blocker wall now starting to get intact here. For Team Germany trying to slow down Greenhall Cooney. Not much doing it there. Greenhall Cooney, fancy footwork, well done. As Frightengale joins the fray once again. Both teams at full strength.
Frightengale has removed the jammer cover. Really just so many bodies in that bag. A real rugby scrum.
Zoe Hayes trying to be the last line of defense, unable to hold back Frightengale, but seemingly finding every open spot was Greenhall Cooney, and picks up 4 on the second scoring pass. That's a big scoring pass a big score on the jam for Ireland. 9-0 to bring it to 78 on 57.
So we have Suff on the jam line in black for Team Germany, taking on 4-1-4. That is Rusty Bullet in white for Ireland. Both walls on both sides are really closed in on the jam line. Straight away, everyone has moved to the outside, but finding space, dancing on the toe stops. That is 4-1-4. Rusty Bullet takes lead jammer for Ireland.
And you wonder how much strategy takes place with the coaches in the last jam, which was so successful. Bullet was the jammer of record that should have been in the rotation, but instead Cooney comes in on the power start, and suddenly they get a 9-point jam. Now a power jam opportunity for Team Germany as Rusty Bullet takes a seat in the sin bin, courtesy of Cheese Balls.
And that is a cut track penalty that was issued there to Rusty Bullet.
Zuff on the power jam, trying to get around 44 Kelly, 42 Gemma Harvey. Great blocking by the Ireland line of defense. Harvey with some really wicked shoulder blocks.
And Drew on the inside line, Maria just in that pace. Not quite sure that she'd got through, but it is tough.
Power jam is over, and Rusty Bullet puts the clover back on. And now Zoff approaching the back of the pack, but the pack's taken off now. A little bit of speed skating going on.
Oh yes, my favorite.
Oh, what a great opening and beautifully done. Rusty Bullet with a turn good enough for figure skating in Pyeongchang coming up.
Yeah, I feel like I should hold up a little number, a number 10 or 9.9.
Even the Russian judge gave that an 8. As time is running out in the jam with 4 seconds to go, and this has been a beautifully entertaining jam.
Really was. The skating skills, obviously they're high level at this level. We're at the World Cup, but still I'm always wowed by little maneuvers like that.
13 points for Zoff, 11 points scored for Team Ireland, 91-68 the score. As we have an opportunity to say, as Europe's original Derby-owned and devoted skate shop, Sucker Punch is dedicated to helping you with honest advice to find exactly what you need and more. Our technical know-how and expertise is unrivaled, as is our availability of your favorite skate gear and the fast shipping we offer throughout Europe. Visit us at suckerpunchskateshop.com.
So I'm going to have to give a shout out to, they're here, so they're not watching now, but maybe they'll be watching it back later in the week. The Irish fans over by turn 1. We've got someone dressed as a potato, and we've got someone was earlier holding up a sign just saying bums, bums, bums. And it's all I absolutely love this weekend. It's all like the different nationalities and fans and crazy little props and things that they've brought. Someone in Germany had a drum. I think it's been confiscated because I've not heard it this morning.
Well, Scotland had a drum as well.
Oh, maybe, you know what? Maybe the Scotland fans stole it, or are they sharing? Maybe they have a deal.
We're back underway. Effie Beast against Darling, starting jam number 6 in the second half with Germany with a 91-67 lead.
Effie Beast just moving from side to side. She's inside, she's outside. I can't keep up, and that's what she is hoping for the Ireland blockers. But they can keep up. That triangle formation is keeping her back. Last blocker there for Ireland, just bridging, keeping the pack in play.
Meanwhile in the back, Flammerize doing an amazing job blocking. And now we'll see a star pass, almost out of desperation by Ireland. Able to get some forward movement, but just as quickly, just like almost a bear trap, the German defenders just
closing in
on the new jammer, the pivot, and we don't have a number on. Oh, it's Casaneva, and Sofia Casaneva with the clover on the helmet. Meanwhile, finally, enduring such battering is Effie Beast to get through for 5 points.
And Effie Beast is, of course, your lead jammer for Germany.
Farrell Ferry knocking Effie Beast out of play, but recycling back. But let's talk about this German wall, currently anchored by Trash Tourette. It is stuck in turn 2, and it is not moving.
Yeah, even with the offense coming in from the Irish blockers, it's still remaining very solid.
And the new jammer is Casaneva, as we mentioned, but my Lord, that was some amazing play, as a couple of German blockers now into the cheese ball sin bin, and now 3 German blockers into the cheese ball sin bin, as Lizzie Slaughter will take a seat. And this will be a great opportunity. After 10 points were scored for Germany, Ireland will have an opportunity with only 2 blockers out there for Team Germany.
Yep, and as soon as there is space available for Slaughter, she is going to have to go to the penalty box, so she is technically in a queue, as I like to call it. We British love a queue.
a proper cue.
Oh, of course, a proper cue. So yeah, as soon as the seat is available, she will have to leave the track and take that penalty. Which also leaves you in a bit of an awkward position as a blocker.
Siobhan Murphy, the captain, gets lead jammer for Ireland. Jane Van Payne hot on her heels. Murphy skating through, knowing that she probably got a few points because there were so many people in the penalty box, and that was 4 points on the jam for Team Ireland, 71 against 101. And now we'll see Greenhall Cooney taking on, I believe that's Mia Missile. It's hard to tell the way, as low as Mia Missile goes, and that's a trademark thing of hers. She will get so low sometimes that the wall won't see her, and that time, not much sneakiness, just sheer determination getting her through for lead jammer.
It really is. So the pack has really sped up now, but it looks like O'Flaherty is just trying to gather everyone together for the Irish blockers. Mia Missile going for a call off there.
That was probably the most stylish call-off I've seen here this week.
It was.
She almost took a model pose to call it off, but that was because she was trying
voguing.
Yeah, she was staying in bounds too.
Stay in bounds with your voguing, strike a pose.
Make your skates your own with custom-colored, handcrafted Color Lab boots by Rydell Skates, proud sponsor of the 2018 Roller Derby World Cup.
Oh, we've now got a lads sign was just put up by the Irish fans.
We have had a dead heat in the second half. Both teams with 27 points as it's 103 to 71. And now 2 more points have just been added to the German score, making it 29 to 27, but still, Sausage, it shows you just how competitive these two teams are.
It really is. It's been a fantastic textbook derby game. Really, it's a really good one to show to maybe newer skaters and rookies, like this is how it is done.
Rusty Bullet will have a power start for Team Ireland as the pack comes back to meet her at the 5-second skate shop start line.
Rusty Bullet just dealing with those blockers so well, but they just replace themselves every time she gets around one.
Trash Tourette anchoring the defense right now for Team Germany. Also over there, Public Enemy, and recycling will be the call of the day for Rusty Bullet, having to come way back courtesy of the backward skating of Dimona. And 101 Ostblocker with one of my favorite names in Derby and probably some of my favorite leggings as well.
Yeah, those are fantastic. We've had a star stash from Team Germany forcing the call off there.
So no points, a scoreless jam coming off the power jam.
Yeah, that's surprising. It just shows how heavy the defense is.
Saw some of that great blocking by the Germans, but also credit the Ireland defense as well, and the track awareness.
Yeah, clearly both teams very well drilled. They've all obviously been training together where they can. Always difficult for national teams obviously to train together because some of them live everywhere across the world, but when they do, phenomenal.
Frightingale against Darling, that's your jammer matchup, and Frightingale becomes your lead jammer, representing the Munich Rolling Rebels, or as they would say, München.
München. So we have a star pass for Team Ireland. That is Sophie Kansas-Neva. That's forcing a call off by Germany there. Frightingale took a hit to the inside.
That's a fall down, go boom.
Yeah, that is a ball. Boom. So yeah, quick call it off. There's no time to get up and score points before that other jammer hits.
17 minutes to go in this one from Event City in Manchester, England. along with Battered Sausage, Cecil B. Puff Daddy, Kent the Politician, the fastest pen from Cleveland that I know, is keeping our stats and keeping us straight.
So we have Sof in black for Germany, taking on jamming for Ireland, Siobhan Murphy in white. Siobhan Murphy taking lead jammer.
Murphy, the captain, has had great success against this German team. Now will that success turn into points? And it will indeed. Nifty move to see 5 to the sky for Siobhan Murphy.
Ireland looking to bridge the gap. They seem to have the German blockers rumbled. Oh, we have a star pass for Germany. That is Trash Tourette's. But
and a 9-point jam for Siobhan Murphy, making it a 26-point game. And Ireland, I believe, has the advantage this half in points.
Yeah, it's been a real catch-up session on this second half. There was a gap. They seem to just be edging closer and closer.
Greenhall Cooney, Effie Beast, an epic matchup as the jammer duo. As all you see is a rugby scrum between the 5-second skate shop start line and the pivot line.
Seeing some lovely offensive work from Feral Fairy of Team Ireland, really disrupting the German wall, and through for lead jammer, it is Greenhall Cooney.
And we talk about offensive blocking being such a great part of the game, and it's so overlooked, and I'm so glad you mentioned it.
I love offensive work. It's the best change I think that's come around in Derby. It's just become so crucial lately with the development of these really harsh wall formation. Again, Feral Fairy disrupting the German wall.
Basically setting a pick, as you might call it in basketball, trying to create some room on one of the sides.
Sometimes it's even just as much as distraction. They've got to suddenly think about, well, hang on, this block is pushing me. I've got to push back to keep the wall. And it's just that giving that extra thing to think about, which can disrupt a good bit of defensive work. Beautiful drawback there from Team Germany. That's Flamara there who went for the drawback.
Eva Lorius actually had taken the Jam Star on a star pass, which we didn't even notice because there was so much action going on. Ireland now with a lead in the second half, 40 points to Germany's 32.
But Germany still ahead in the overall total, of course. It is 106 to 84 as it stands. But yeah, Ireland really clawing back. They are not going down without a fight.
And Sausage, plenty of time left.
Plenty of time.
We're in for some good Derby right now, and for the rest of the day, stay with us. Thanks to the great folks at Derby Duck Productions. And the great Rusty Bullet is out as lead jammer with Trash Tourette somewhat on her heels.
Hitting the pack there for Ireland, not quite getting the points. Has Team Ireland called it off quick enough?
Oh, Trash
Not
steals
quite.
too. At a bit of a disadvantage because she was trying to call it off on the side of the track away from the jam rep.
Yeah,
and
it's hard to
was
see
being
sometimes.
crowded. There was only so much room she could show.
Yeah, not enough room for actual arms.
Darling, full name Gypsy Darling.
Ah, yes.
Skating up
Lovely.
against Mia Missile.
I thought you were just trying to get my attention.
No, I have to say, I love being called darling.
Oh, it's a nice one, isn't it? It's very old. It feels very old school.
And Mia Missile being knocked out by Darling, being not so much of a darling.
Yeah, I was going to say,
Missile
Darling's
right
not her name. Oh, and Darling definitely not being a Darling.
Oh.
Straight to the penalty box for a cut track. We have a Team Germany power jam.
And the cheese ball sin bin has a person sitting in it while Mia Missile tries to get around the three blockers of Ireland and does.
Phenomenal toe-stop work there, just hopping around the outside line. These jammers, you give them a millimeter, they take a mile. the skills. Doing the same again on the toe stops on the inside.
Back onto the track is Darling. Still has not made her initial pass. So Mia Missile has some free room to work with, although we've had a star pass now for Ireland, so Mia Missile will have to get some quick points before Farrell Ferry steals some.
There's a very big call off there, arms really flailing around, like, I'm calling it, please pay attention to me.
I know I mentioned earlier that we had Ostblocker with some awesome leggings, but Farrell Ferry has unicorns.
I know, I've seen so many unicorns this weekend. I think Rosie Peacock of Team Scotland, they've got some fabulous unicorn shorts that they were playing in yesterday for the Scotland-Wales game. We were enjoying them.
Color commentator and fashion analyst, I guess you could call me.
Everything.
Call me Tim Gunn if you know who that is from America's Next Top Model.
Here
we go. We've got a jammer penalty called up against Frightingale, and Siobhan Murphy is your lead jammer and has a power jam.
So Siobhan just really deftly dodging that first German blocker. She comes near. And Ireland really up in the ante with that lovely coordinated offense work. Murphy just glancing off a hit from the last German blocker to take 5 points.
Frightingale back on the track using the star stash to try to blend in, but Murphy toe stops, tight roping the outside line for another 5 to the sky.
It's definitely some cat-like agility, amazing work.
Now into the corner, sees the approaching Frightingale, calls it off, and beautifully played.
Absolutely excellent, and she just managed to get 1 point on that pass as she called it off.
11 points total for the captain, and suddenly it is a very close game because it's just one power jam away. However, these 21 points is the difference, but if you think about it, the way as Jane Van Payne gets through for your lead jammer, if you think about it, we haven't had any super big jams, so maybe it is insurmountable, but you have to take every little point that you can. Jane Van Payne trying to extend the lead, and does with some nifty movement, and 5 to the sky for Germany.
And just hit to the outside there. Greenhall Cooney has been recycled to the back of the pack there by 1-7. Eva Lorius for Germany.
Flamaro also back there with some great blocks. And now going to work, the blockers Zoe Hayes anchoring the tripod, and Farrell Ferry breaks through, has the star in hand, and is your new jammer, but Jane Van Payne will call it off. Farrell Ferry just sliding in safely, and a timeout has been called on the track by Team Ireland with 8:10 to go in the game.
Wow, Ireland really clawing back. They started off so evenly in that first half, and then gradually Germany just pulling forward, but in this half they're very even again.
Let's help pay some bills here and tell you that Rydell Skates can make your skate your own with custom colored, handcrafted Color Lab boots by Rydell Skates, featuring the Solaris line. Solaris, the performance you demand, the comfort you've been missing. And always remember about S1 helmets. You're seeing an awful lot of them here on the tracks at the Roller Derby World Cup. S1 helmet, the S1 Lifer, best fit, best protection, made for roller derby. Get a lifer, be a lifer. S1 helmet, the official helmet of the Roller Derby World Cup. And as we take a look at the total score, 127 on 96, The second half has been much, much closer.
Yes, if we were just basing it on this half, the scores would actually be 52 for Ireland and 53 for Germany. That's how much Ireland's suddenly just clawing back. But taking lead for Team Germany, it's Mia Missau. Trademark, super streamlined, fast-paced, jamming out the pack there. Rusty Bullet not far behind, forcing that call off by Mia Missile, who scores 2 points.
And Mia Missile has just a great tete-a-tete with her fellow jammer. Just it looked like she was trash talking, but she was just celebrating, which was kind of funny. Saw the head bobbing back and forth. This will be an essential jam for Team Ireland, as we have an official review that has just been called. I just had that brought to my attention. So official review has been called, I believe, by Germany.
So there we see the multi-talented Holly.
Ireland is called the official review. I just did not see, I was unable to see the way he was pointing with all the tall blockers out there.
Yeah, all the tall skaters are just in one place there. So I was saying we've got a multi-talented Holly there. She's shadow bench coaching at the moment for Team Ireland. One of our own.
And when you get the chance, when you're not watching our stream, be sure to check out Rollline on Facebook and Instagram for the latest offers. #CrewRollline. We hope you're having a wonderful time watching the stream around the world. And our friends in Ireland and Germany taking a little break from Premier League and the Bundesliga, perhaps?
Bundesliga, yeah. Good to try something new. Like I say, we have the BBC here today, so big boost for the sport. Meanwhile, 3-1-2 Frightingale in the black forward team. Germany really hustling around those last couple of blockers for Ireland. Takes lead. Jammer for Germany.
No overturning on the last official review, so we will continue on as Frightingale trying to move around the blocks of 45 O'Flaherty.
Yeah, Darling's been forced to remove the helmet cover. She's not going for a pass by the looks at it because pivot is very far behind. That's
Flamara actually hitting Darling out. But I understand what you mean about the pivot, trying to look for the pivot in there. The pivot's trying to do her best to not only block because of Frightingale's frightening jam work, but also trying to help out her jammer and more recycling for Darling.
Yeah.
Look at the great blocking by Ireland, however, trying to keep the pack intact. Great bridging as well.
Absolutely. O'Flaherty there doing the backwards block, just chest to chest, wrapping around. Getting support there from, I believe that is 490 Carlton.
And a block to the head is the call.
So Frightingale approaching the pack again. So is Darling.
Frightingale currently on 5 points on this jam that has 16 seconds to go, as time is running out on Team Ireland. Huge hit courtesy of Zoe Hayes. Darling now doing yeoman work against Frightingale, and as the final tally goes up, 10 points for Germany to bring them to 139-96. And Ireland, with the official review last time, they were looking for a track cut on Mia Missile, but more importantly, Ireland down to just one more time they can stop the clock.
Yes.
As we hit the 5-minute mark in this game, 139 for Germany to 96 for Ireland.
We have Jane Van Payne in black playing jammer for Team Germany, taking lead. Meanwhile, Siobhan Murphy still in the thick of it, approaches turn 2, but has been recycled back to turn 1.
Jane Van Payne runs up against the Irish blockers. Thought she had an easy line, but instead Kelly just anchoring the tripod. Great offensive blocking now as Dimona comes up to try to help. As the blockers switch sides and taking advantage of that, the captain, Siobhan Murphy.
So Murphy puts the cover back on in the hopes of scoring, but jam is called. 2 points scored by Germany on that pass.
So for Ireland, they have to hope for some sort of power jam opportunity. And then being able to get around those devastating German blockers.
Yeah, absolutely. If they get a power jam, they're going to have to really capitalize on that very quickly.
Mia Missile against Greenhall Cooney. Missile to the inside, and just as you thought she was going to go out of bounds, somehow defies gravity.
I'm not even sure. I want a picture of that. I'm not even sure what happened there. She sort of levitated above the block, did this amazing big stride around it. Mia Missile is just like, run, my pretties, run. Run away. Let's speed this pack up. Let's run the clock down. Get away from that opposition jammer. Give me some momentum.
This is amazing strategy.
Lovely. And of course, jammers love momentum.
And of course, with a name like Mia Missile, you know she loves this.
Mia going for the block there on the Irish jammer, calling off the jam.
Well, Germany has used a very deep bench to help give them the lead they have now up to 142 to 96, using 7 jammers on the afternoon, while Ireland is stuck with their original 4. Kent, the politician, with that amazing note that really helps tell the story of this game.
Oh,
it's all about endurance.
It is an endurance game today. So 1896, Effie Beast in black for Team Germany, taking on in white Rusty Bullet for Ireland. Rusty Bullet, in fact, takes lead jammer for this jam.
And Ireland hasn't scored for about the last 6 minutes, so they're looking to try to get some points on the board here as the German jammer loses her helmet cover.
Well, the question is the German jammer aware of losing the helmet cover? Because they don't always notice. She is. She has it in her hand.
And that's Trash Tourette. Now Effie Beast taking the helmet cover, and 5 more points for Rusty Bullet, and calls it off.
Ireland's bench going absolutely bananas here, calling off. Going a bit red faced urgently.
And without a timeout to stop the clock, if they use it here, they won't have a timeout to get an additional jam. Ireland calls it off after a 9-point jam, down 142 to 105. The jam will start now with 1:16 to go in the period.
So your jammers for Ireland, Siobhan Murphy for Germany. Soft takes a lead jammer with powerful strides there. Siobhan Murphy is right behind her though.
And now Soft has the clock in her hand quite literally as she's able to tick down the seconds. It is in her best interest to just keep this jam going and take it all the way.
Jam
but
is
she calls
called.
It off. And Ireland will call their timeout. That's very interesting.
Yes.
I mean, stopwatch in hand. She literally could have just called it off, but
yes,
it really would take a miracle jam for Ireland right now.
Yeah, this would have to be like a double power jam. Germany would have to get 2 penalties in a row. The fans here are going absolutely wild. If you are near Manchester and you are able to get yourselves here, the atmosphere is absolutely phenomenal. I hope we can give you some sense of it if you can't get here. We've got a potato for Team Ireland running around, really riling up the crowds. Even the German fans love her. That's the thing with Toby, is there's no real opposition fan-wise, is there? There's a bit of friendly banter, but all in all, we're all hugging at the after party.
And it will be an epic after party with full of sparkle here in the Rainy City. Looking forward to it.
In fact, it's just incredible.
We are ready for our quite possibly final jam. 23 Greenhall Cooney against 0-3-0 Jane Van Payne. Greenhall Cooney is further up the track, but can she get by the German blockers?
No.
Trash Tourette.
There's Trash Tourette leaping on the inside with the apex hop there.
And now Jane Van Payne realizing that time is on her side and is looking at the board and says, I'm not going to call it off until the time is out. The Germans want her to call it off.
That's interesting. I wonder why that is.
Jane Van Payne, experienced, will call it off and realizes there's no time for Team Ireland to stop. And that will bring us, oh, wait a minute.
Oh, hang on now.
Germany calling timeout
That's
with 1
interesting.
second.
That is interesting. Maybe they just want one more jam for fun. They're here at the World Cup. Maybe they're just thinking, why not?
Well, every now and then they want to give a jammer a curtain call jam. And maybe for some reason they wanted to give Mia Missile one more opportunity to jam. And taking the opportunity for Team Ireland will be Siobhan Murphy. Both these skaters with an epic battle today. An amazing week for both of them. The World Cup is about to come to an end for both these teams, but what a way to do it.
Absolutely. You know what? That's why they've taken the time out and got that extra jam. Why not? This is Murphy's third jam in a row. Looks like we are going to be almost ready to go. Jam time going back to his position. The wonderful Yoshi. Pulls the 5 seconds. And we are through for one hell of a jam.
Mia Missile trying to get around Farrell Ferry. Murphy in front, Missile having to recycle around Ferry, finding her way through the middle. Murphy lost in the pack, having to recycle back around Eva Lorius. And what do you know, Mia Missile recycling as well, courtesy of 45 O'Flaherty.
And Siobhan Murphy takes lead jammer for Ireland.
And you can bet this will go the full 2 minutes. She may be tired. She may be on her third straight jam. But Siobhan Murphy trying to bring the colors of Ireland home proudly. And she will call it off, figuring, we may not be able to overcome the deficit, but what an amazing battle it's been.
That is phenomenal. Absolutely wonderful derby there today from this Team Germany-Ireland game, and such good sportspersonship as well.
Germany in the final moments.
Beast mode has been activated, apparently. Yes. There's your update.
In the final 9 minutes, went on a 26-12 run to cap this one off.
Absolute lovely finish.
So as you see, the beauty of roller derby happening in front of you with the lineup around the track, including some tunnels that include Irish flags, which make it so beautiful, German flags there. This is how the World Cup will come to an end after an epic battle for both teams. And you have to know that the emotions are absolutely high for both of them.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be a whole day of it. Absolutely wonderful.
We have some amazing programming still to come on Derby Duck Productions broadcasts and stream of Roller Derby World Cup 2018.